Hey guys, what's going on? Drewzy here, back again with another South Park Phone Destroyer video, and today there's just a couple things I want to talk about real quick in this specific episode. I did have another episode that I do plan on posting as well today, alongside this one. In the most recent developer update here on the Ubisoft forums, there was a lot of big information that I wanted to discuss real quickly in today's episode. First off, we're going to talk about what Bucks talks about here at the very beginning. We have had a busy week here at RedLynx. We started off the week by releasing an update which had some bug fixes and technical improvements, and some of you may have noticed it also had some unintended card configurations that leaked in from our test servers. So that is a big thing, that there were 3 specific cards within the fantasy theme that were leaked as far as changes that were going to be made to those cards, but none of this is official, which we'll talk about here in a second as we keep reading through this post. But I will talk and break down all 3 of those cards here at the very end of this video. The big news, however, this week is that a new card is coming to the game with this weekend event. It will be Blood Elf Bebe. So finally we will have all 4 Bebes available to us from all the 4 major themes. And it will be a common card from what it looks like. She has an ability that whenever Blood Elf Bebe kills an enemy, her max HP is increased and she heals by 35. I assume that both the heal will increase as far as when you level her up and whatnot. She has 3 energy cost. Pretty baseline stats for most Bebes from what I'm looking at. I think this is very similar to what we had as baseline stats for Robo Bebe, but I'm not 100% on that. Another common card to be added to the game, another range card to be added to the game. Remember, there are plenty of range cards that have been added to the game since this game has launched, but this is yet another Bebe. And one thing that is very nice that was announced, all players who complete this weekend solo event are guaranteed at least 8 copies of Blood Elf Bebe. So if I'm not mistaken, 8 copies would at least get her to level 2. So you'd be a guaranteed level 2 if you complete the solo event, not the team event, but there are chances within the team event, solo event, and I assume there will be purchasable big offer packs like always to get Blood Elf Bebe unlocked. I do plan on trying to obtain Blood Elf Bebe. If I do get her, I will showcase her in some gameplay for you guys here on the channel, because I know you guys love seeing new card stuff and things like that. These are the tiers as far as the points required. It is a point system event, so you will get basically consumable points that will be blood crystals that you'll get from opening lockers, winning matches, and opening PvP packs. So you'll need 1250 to get at least 8 guaranteed Blood Elf Bebes. You could get more than that. Remember, she's a common card, but a lot of people complained about when Robo Bebe came out, it was very difficult to get her without purchasing packs. And there was also the huge controversy of content creators getting a free level 5 Robo Bebe. I got a free level 4, which was then taken away from me a few days later, but that's neither here nor there. But so this, as far as we know, there is no developer live stream this week as well. They did announce that. So, you know, there's that. So you won't be able to see a showcase of Blood Elf Bebe unless you see it through us content creators. If we're able to unlock it, I am not in any kind of group that gets this card for free. If other content creators get her, then they get her. I don't, so I'm going to either have to get them the way you guys do, either through getting her through packs, getting lucky, or paying for her with my own money. So the big thing that I did want to talk about is this part here where it talks about the future. So here is the news that everyone wants to hear. As mentioned above, we will release them in the most recent update. A small portion of some upcoming balance changes, which we are still testing, were accidentally added to the live game. So there were 3 major cards that were leaked in that, but they talk about there are 20 cards from both sci-fi and fantasy themes that they are currently play testing through. There will be buffs and debuffs to any of these 20 cards associated primarily with just these 2 themes. So we do not know if there's going to be any changes to adventure or mystical or neutral. Just sci-fi and fantasy are all that Buck is talking about here. It is important to note that it is very likely we won't make changes to all 20 cards at one time, but this is part of our testing process. There will be some cards that will be slightly brought down, some cards that will be improved. There will be more detailed information on exact balance changes closer to the season reset. So key information here with what this is stating: none of these changes will happen until the season reset happens. Remember that we are on monthly seasons now, so I assume here very early at the beginning of July is when these changes could take place. Also, we don't have direct information as far as what is truly going to come to either sci-fi buffs or fantasy buffs. A lot of people have speculated, and based on some of the leaked information, that most of the fantasy cards are getting nerfs and most of the sci-fi cards are getting buffs. But again, none of this is proven, verified, anything through RedLynx directly. This is just based off what leaked information that was given to certain select people that actually got the update information earlier when this update went live that wasn't supposed to have some of the update information that it did have. Apparently some of this has been tweaked. None of these people have this information anymore, but some of them were at least smart enough to then post it on social media outlets to let people know of what could possibly be coming in the future. Again, none of this is for sure finalized, but at least the 3 cards that were allegedly leaked in this information I will discuss here very quickly. So this is the deck that I'm showcasing here that I'm going to be using in the video that I'm actually going to be playing for you guys earlier, but ironically also the 3 fantasy cards here in the bottom right hand corner are the 3 cards that had leaked information about them. So we're going to start with Stan the Great, arguably the best Stan in the game right now. He will no longer be this if this does come to fruition, what has been leaked. So as you see, his enemy attack decrease, I have a max level 5 Stan. So that is a decrease of 124 damage to any and all opposing enemies that are on the field at the time, that lasts for 5 seconds. Allegedly, this enemy attack decrease will be nerfed in half. So 50% of this will be removed. So it will be down to what? 62? Minus 62 from minus 124? I mean, what do you guys think about that? Is that enough? Is that too much? You know, what's the happy medium going to be here? This does need to be tweaked to some degree, because right now Stan the Great completely decimates an entire enemy team. But there are things like Shaman Token, Purify, things like that can take away his debuff, and it only lasts for 5 seconds. But at times, if strategically used, Stan the Great is so widely used because he's a common card. He's a great card. But it looks like he's getting a nerf here, at least to his enemy attack decrease. So that's going to be a big thing. At least that's what the leaked information showcased for him. For Paladin Butters, the big change is not to his damage, not to his death wish, not to his health, to his energy cost. Allegedly, he's going to go from a 2 to a 3. It's going to be bumped up 1 to 3 energy, so he will be equal to Deckhand Butters. What do you guys think of that? Is that too much? Is that a ridiculous nerf? Apparently, from what a lot of people speculate, it's because of the Paladin Butters Princess Kenny combo of just casting both those cards out at the same time, which is a solid combo. Or just Paladin Butters in general, using his Death Wish to get that invincibility for 3 seconds is just such a nice thing to pretty much almost any Headhunter card, any other assassin. A lot of cards can benefit from that Death Wish. So apparently they want to try to stop that interaction from happening as often. That's what I assume with this with this increase in energy. And then of course the last one is Princess Kenny. So allegedly her Death Wish, which the unit killer has 0 attack for 10 seconds, that is going to be halved as well to 5 seconds. For the 2 Death Wishes of the Kennys that have a debuff of some kind that lasts for 10 seconds, which is only Cyborg Kenny and Princess Kenny will be halved down to 5. So that's all the information we know as far as what was leaked from the fantasy themes. What do you guys think of those 3 cards? Is this too much? Is it too ridiculous? Do you agree, disagree with this stuff? I don't necessarily, I hope that they don't do to fantasy what they did to Mystical. It raised a ton of hatred for this game. A lot of people were very upset within social media outlets, different things, for a lot of the changes that were made. Mystical was not completely destroyed by it. It did make a huge setback. The one thing I am happy and hope that does hold true from based on what Buck stated in the dev note today is that they will not do any of these changes to any of these 20 cards until the season resets, which is what they needed to do the first time with the Mystical setbacks. They did it, I believe, towards the 3-4, almost at the very end of the season. So the last week or 2 weeks of the season, you were playing with these new changes to these cards. Luckily, they're going to wait on this, so that is good news. Hopefully that stays true, but we'll see as time goes on. So again, guys, let me know down below what you think of any of these balance changes, any of the stuff we talked about in today's video. If you're excited to try out Blood Elf Bebe, I know I am, so I hope to unlock her and then show some gameplay for you guys. But until next time, guys, my name is Drewzy.